ברוכות הבאות תחת כנפי השכינה. ברוכים הבאים תחת כנפי השכינה. May you be blessed beneath the wings of Shekhinah. Be blessed with love, be blessed with peace.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom and welcome. It is a joy to welcome you on such a beautiful day, both outside and inside our sanctuary, as Alex will be called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah. We are excited by your presence and will be even more excited by your participation. So I want to make sure that everyone has a prayer book. It will be in front of you. It has the gold flame on the front. It is called the Mishkan Tefillah. And you can certainly share. It's a nice way to get to know everyone. And even if you are unfamiliar with our traditions or unable to follow along in the Hebrew, there is transliteration and there is English for everyone to follow and enjoy. Now, the very first thing that's going to happen this afternoon before Alex can take his place as a bar mitzvah is that he is going to be physically marked, enwrapped in what is known as a talit or a prayer shawl. That honor is given at the time of bar or bat mitzvah. And what makes it a religious garment is not the beauty of its cloth, but rather the four corners. On all four corners are strings, and they are knotted 613 times to represent the 613 commandments in the Torah. So if you thought there were only 10, you have another 603 yet to learn. And so it represents all four corners of the Jewish world and, of course, Alex's family that will enwrap him. So Alex, I'm going to ask you to take your place. And it is a joy to welcome forward your grandfather, Martin. And when we talk about Lador Vador, from generation to generation, this is, Alex, your grandfather's talit. And you are the third grandchild now to wear it, so quite exciting. Now that you've been enwrapped, please repeat these words. It's the same words that are written around the crown of your talit. Baruch atah Adonai. Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehitatef b'tzitzit. And we thank God for the privilege of allowing us to enwrap ourselves in a talit. We'll give him a hug and you'll see him later.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to our Shabbat service at Temple Har Shalom. A special welcome to all those joining us over our live webcast. In preparation for our service, please take note that the sanctuary is an electronic free space and we request that you turn your cell phones to the off position. I have worked long and hard to reach this day and I am grateful for your presence. I hope that you will be active, considerate, and will fully participate in our worship. Like the generations before me, I have prepared to take my place as a bar mitzvah. Today, I participate in my first adult Jewish life cycle event. I am now committed to the mitzvot and the teachings of our tradition. I pray that I may understand my responsibility as a Jew to show the love to my family, kindness to the world around me, and maintain a connection with my people and her land of Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehekiyanu, Vekiyamanu, Vehiyanu, Lazman Hazeh. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, creator of the world, who gives us life, sustains us, and enables us to reach this time.
I ask you all to please turn in your prayer books to page 338.
Ashrei Yoshvei Veteha, Od Yahalilu HaSelah, Ashrei Ha'am Shekahalo, Ashrei Ha'am She'Adonai Elohav, Tehillah LeDavid, Aromim HaElohai HaMelech, Va'avar HaShim HaLeolam, Va'ed Gadol Adonai Umhula Me'od, Validu Ato Ein Heker, Dor LaDor Yeshabah Me'aseha, Ugvu Roteha, Agad Yagidu, Hadar Kevod Hodeha, V'divrei Nifoteha Asiha, Ve'ezuz Neroteha Yomeru, Ugdu Latha Asaprena, Zeher Rav Tuvahaya Bi'u, V'tzidkaha Asayanenu, Hanun Verahum Adonai Ere Apayim Ugdal Hased, Tov Adonai Vakol, Rahamav Al Koma Asav, Yoduha Adonai Koma Asaha, Yad Bahasi Daha Yevarhuha.
We continue now on page 344. Oh, excuse me, 342. Forgive me, 342.
Please rise for the Chatzi Kaddish. Yid Kedal V'Yid Kedash Mirava V'Almad Yivrach Yerutei V'Yamlich Malchutei V'Chai Yichunu V'Yameichon Uv'Chayei D'chol Beit Yisrael Bagala Uv'Zman Kariv V'Imru Amen. Yehi Shmirava Mivorach Ve'ol Mulol Ve'ol Maya Yitbarach Ve'yishtabach Ve'yitpa'ar V'yitruma V'yitnasil V'yitadol V'yitalel V'yitalal Shemid Kodesha Brichu Le'ela min korachata v'shirata Tushvichayta v'nechemata Ta'amiran v'yalma V'yimeru Amen.
There are times when the love of God burns so powerfully within your heart that the words of prayer seem to rush forth quickly and without deliberation. At such times, it is not you yourself who speak. Rather, it is through you that the words are spoken.
On page 345, we continue with the English, and it's a pleasure to welcome forward Jake.
O God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthermost star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. Oh, let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agitei latecha Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imoteinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא, עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומבין גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר, מושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחייך כל הצרה והושיע, מוריד אתה, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים רופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו, בשבי עפר, וכמוך בעל גבורות, ומיתו מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל.
Page 349, we read the English responsively.
That's Mehaye HaHetim. Your might, O God, is everlasting. Help us to use our strength for good and not evil.
You are the source of life and blessing. Help us to choose life for ourselves and our children.
You are the support of the fallen. Help us to lift up the fallen.
You are the author of freedom. Help us to free the captive.
You are a hope in death as in life. Help us to keep faith with those who sleep in the dust.
Your might, O God, is everlasting. Help us to use our strength for good.
For blessing and not for curse, for life and not death, for abundance, not want.
Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol. Page 350, we remain standing, and we continue.
יקדיש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמעתי שמו טוב ישמרום, ככתוב לידיך, וכרזל זיוי אמר, קדוש קדוש קדוש, אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו. אדירנו אדוני, אדוני נבטר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, ואבינו מלכנו, ומושיענו וישפיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חיים. ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודנקת גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימות.
To all generations we will declare your greatness, and for all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
You may be seated, and we turn to page 353.
So I see this one.
No.
All right. For the good in us, which calls us to a better life, we give thanks. For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and hands, we give praise. For the peace in us, which leads to a work for peace, we are grateful. For the gift of Shabbat, which renews us for life, we offer blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh
HaShabbat.
Ritzi Adonai Eloheinu, B'amecha Yisrael tfilatam, v'ahavot kabelu tilratzon tamid, avodat Yisrael amecha, Baruch atah Hamachazi Shechinatu Litzion.
We're on page 355.
On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer to life, to peace, and to joy. May we find true rest, holiness in our deeds, worth in our study of Torah. Let us feed on the love of goodness. Let us drink from the love of goodness, restrain our thirst for excess, and cleanse our hearts to serve life well. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer in life, in peace, and in joy.
Baruch atah Adonai, she'otacha levarecha b'yira na'avod. Our prayer of thanksgiving is on page 356.
Modim anachnu la, she'ata hu Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei avotenu v'himotenu le'olam va'ed. Sor hayenu magin yishenu atah hu lador vador. Nodeh leha unsaper tehilateha, al hayenu hamsurim biadeha, ve'al nishmotenu hapkudot la, ve'al niseha, shebahol yom imanu, 8 erev, ve'al nifloteha, v'tavoteha, shebahol 8 erev vavoker v'tzahoraim, ha-tov ki lo halu, rahameha, v'ham rahim, ki lo tamu, hasadeha, me'olam, kivinu la, ve'al kulam, yibarak v'yitramam shimha, malkenu tamid le'olam va'ed. V'hol ha'hayim yoduha salah, uvaha et shimha be'emet, ha'el Yeshuatenu ba'esratenu salah. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimha ulha na'et leodot.
And let us all read together on page 357. For the gift of our souls, for the promise of our lives, for all we are and all we might yet become, for the creative seed sown within our minds, whose nurturing can yield a grand harvest. For all these gifts we thank you, O God, and pray that we prove ourselves worthy. May our lives be ripe with the fruit of compassion, sweetly sustaining those in need. May we use our gifts wisely and with love, true messengers of blessing to the world. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulacha na'eh leodot.
We continue on the top of page 358. Shalom Ra'ah
על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא לחדות לכל השלום. כי אתה הוא לחדות לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
There is a common theme amongst all the prayers we recite, whether they be in Hebrew or in English. They are prayers of thanksgiving. We are taught according to tradition that God made the world in 6 days and on the 7th day rested. Whether we count that day as Shabbat on a Saturday or on a Sunday, even God deserves a day off. And so you will notice that throughout our prayers, we do not petition God. We do not beg, we do not bargain, we do not ask. Instead, we just say thank you. And as we look around and realize how fortunate we are to be in a safe land, surrounded by friends and family, celebrating a bar mitzvah, and having one we've enjoyed together already, and 2 more yet to come, we realize how very blessed we are. We realize that when we woke up this morning, our biggest decision was not where would we find food, but what should we eat? And as we looked into our closets, it wasn't where am I going to find the proper clothes to wear? It's, oh my goodness, what am I going to wear tonight? We who have so very much have to remember that around the world we have so very little. And what you are witnessing today, as Alex takes his place on this bema, on this pulpit, is that he is standing up, declaring himself to be part of a people and a tradition that are very concerned with the world in which we live. And therefore, our prayers are not only of thanksgiving, but they are to look deep within ourselves for how we can help to make the world a safer, kinder, gentler, more peaceful land. So we pause for a few moments of our own silent prayer of thanksgiving.
Teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love we have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. We will know that you are one.
The highlight of our service is when we take the Torah from the ark. We are going to pass it generation to generation, and Alex is then going to be given the honor of carrying the Torah throughout the congregation. The Torah is our most sacred object, and therefore we treat it with the greatest of respect. It is treated like royalty. When we open the ark doors, we rise in respect and remain standing until the Torah is safely on its reading table. And it is tradition that one not exit nor enter the sanctuary while the Torah is in our midst. So we hope you'll make yourself comfortable and be prepared for a very special time as Alex chants both Torah and Haftarah for us. So I'm going to ask that you turn to page 364. It's a pleasure to welcome forward Pop-Up Donald and Grammy Diane to come forward. They're going to open the ark doors. I am going to ask Tracy and Craig to come forward together with Martin and Lynn, and I'm going to ask everyone to rise, please.
Shabbat.
Well, once again, Shabbat Shalom and welcome everyone. It's very wonderful to have you here. And for those who may be visiting for the first time, or perhaps you were here just last year as we celebrated Jake's bar mitzvah, you may remember that we give our B'nai Mitzvah a moment to catch their breath, take a look around and appreciate everyone that is here. And we try to fulfill a very important command, which is to talk about the Torah portion that Alex is going to read from and to gain a message from it. So let me try to bring you up to date, because the Torah, which is really only the first 5 books of the Bible, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Every Torah is exactly the same. There is not one extra letter, not one extra space. They are exactly the same, even though some are taller and heavier and larger than others. But everything you saw in our ark and what Alex will read from is similar to the documents that were written several thousand years ago. Each and every week, we read a portion from the Torah. It takes us 1 whole year to make our way through the cycle. And we have been reading it literally for generation after generation. People will often ask, how do you keep reading the same stories over and over and over again? After all, how many times can you watch your favorite movie? Or read your favorite book? Or play your favorite video game? Eventually, you're ready for something new. But the genius of the Torah is that we haven't been ready for anything new, and that's because we haven't gotten it right yet. Right, Alex? We keep reading the same stories. We keep reading the same stories because the lessons in it are still so relevant to us. Well, the book of Genesis, I think almost everyone is familiar with those Bible stories. Everything from creation to Noah and the flood to all the biblical characters, perhaps Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel. I hope that they're familiar to you, but that's just the first book. The second book, the book of Exodus, is the book of the holiday we just celebrated in our Jewish calendar, the holiday of Pesach or Passover. And that is where we finally leave 400 years of slavery and try to make our way to the promised land. And then we get to Alex's book, the book of Leviticus. So, can anybody tell me a story from the book of Leviticus? Oh, it's going to be a long night. No, I wouldn't expect you to know a story from the book of Leviticus because it's not a story book. It's a law book. Because when the Israelites left Egypt, does anybody know how far the walk should have taken them, the journey from Egypt to the promised land? Even at my pace, moving very slowly, it's a 10-day walk. How long did it take them? 40 years. Now, it wasn't that they didn't have a good GPS system, or it wasn't, as many will say, that Moses didn't stop and ask for directions. It was done on purpose because the Israelites did not deserve and didn't know what to do with a land of their own. They needed direction. They needed laws. They needed to know how to care for others. And it took 40 years to give them all their instructions. In the same way, that's exactly what Alex is reading today. He is reading a portion that will explain to you how we are to care for those who can't care for themselves. But there's also a beautiful play on words, Alex, in your portion that I never really shared with you. Your portion is called Mitzvah, right? And Mitzvah, as you're going to tell everybody, is a disease. But the rabbis tell us, Mitzvah. It's not a physical disease alone. It's also a disease of mitzvah, what comes forth from the mouth. Meaning, we can hurt people more than any disease with the words and the sentiments that come forward from our mouths. Alex, I bring this forward because you are one of the kindest, gentlest, true to nature young men that I've had the privilege of working with. You may be quiet, at least here. I'm not so sure at home. But you worked awfully hard for this day, didn't you? And I know that it was not your favorite subject, right? No, it was not. But you took it upon yourself because you knew it was the right thing to do, something that was expected of you. And from your entire family, from both sides of your family, you have been taught the importance of standing up and doing for others. What an incredible legacy. And you have learned the importance of words. And therefore, Alex, if you don't mind me saying, when I came in today and said, Alex, how are you? How was your day? He said, Rabbi, my day was good. How was your day? That is very kind and gracious. And I need to tell you, it doesn't happen often. So it just goes to prove that you learn the message of your Torah portion, Mitzvah, that nothing bad should come forth from your mouth, only words of kindness and goodness and acts that will help the world, just like you're going to tell us about your mitzvah project. So Alex, let's read from this portion and help everyone to appreciate the profound words.
If you'd like to follow along in this afternoon's Torah portion, you can do so by turning to page 841 in the other large blue book that says the Torah. 841.
I'm going to give you yours. I didn't embarrass you too much, did I? Before Alex chants, there are those who are going to bless. And for the first Aliyah, it's a pleasure to welcome forward his grandparents, Martin and Lindsay. Mm-hmm.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bacha banu mikol ha'amim. V'noten lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. Zotia Torah Hamsorah Beyom Tohorato Behuva el Hakohen. Vayatza Hakohen el Mihutz Lamahaneh. Vera'ah Hakohen Vehine Nirpa Nega Hatzarat Min Hatzarua.
Sing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet. V'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. We're going to hug and come around. Good job, kid. Just stay with us right there. No, stay right here, please. Yes, please. For our second Aliyah, it's a pleasure to welcome forward your Aunt Stephanie and your Uncle Matt.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bakar banu mikol ha'amin, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. V'tiva hakohen v'lakal amitaher. Shtei tziporim hayot tahorot v'etz erez u'shnei tolad ve'ezov. V'tiva hakohen v'shahad et hatzipor ha'ehad el kli heres al mayim hayim. El hatzipor ha'haya yika ota v'et ez ha'arez v'et shni hatolad v'et ha'ezov. V'tavalotam va'eti hatzipor ha'haya v'dam hatzipor ha'shota al hamayim ha'hayim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'kayei olam nata b'tokenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. We'll give him a hug. I'll talk to you. It's such a pleasure. And now what a pleasure it is to welcome forward Tracy and Craig.
Baruch Adonai HaBarach.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaBarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bakar banu mikol ha'amin, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. V'hiza al hamitaher min hatzarat sheva pe'amim v'tiharo v'shila et hatzipor ha'haya al penei hasader v'hibes hamitaher et begadav v'gila et kol se'aro v'erhatz b'mayim v'taher v'ahar yavo al hamahana v'ashav mihutz la'ohalo shavat yamim v'haya v'yom hashvi'i yigala et kol se'aro et rosho v'et zikano v'et gabo inav v'et kol se'aro yigaleya v'hibes et begadav v'erhatz et bisharo b'mayim v'taher.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'kayei olam nota b'tokenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And now the honor of officially calling Alex to the Torah as a bar mitzvah always goes to the one who preceded him. And in this case, Jake gets the honor.
Ya'amod Avraham ben Hayim Lechlod HaTorah Habar Mitzvah.
Baruch et Adonai hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Uvayom hashmini yikashne hevasim temimim v'havsa ahad bat shnata temima ushosho esronim solet minha b'lulav hashemen v'log ehad shaman v'hamid hakohen hamtaher eight ha'ish hamitaher Ve'otam lifnei Adonai peta ohel moed. Ve'leka hakohen hakeves ha'ehad ve'hikriv oto lifnei Adonai. Ve'asham ve'etlog hashaman. Ve'hiniv otam tenufa lifnei Adonai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet b'hayei olam nota b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Just shake your brother's hand, and he can go. You can go back to your seat. I'm just going to roll this over.
So, for anyone following along in this program, today we're actually going to make some remarks to Alex. We may yell at Jake later, but we're going to make remarks to Alex now. So, we might have used the same one and just changed a couple of things. So bear with us. You might see Alex's name on Chase's. So first of all, I just want to say thank you to Rabbis Muznitsky and Kenner Berman for their guidance and support of Alex leading up to this milestone in his life. Alex, you've done an amazing job leading the congregation this evening. Hopefully you're breathing a little easier right now. You're almost done, and a great time awaits everyone. Mom has made sure of that. Your preparation for this day should teach you a valuable lesson. When you're determined to accomplish something, you're capable of anything. It wasn't always easy. It wasn't always, or really ever, what you preferred to be doing. But Mom and I are so proud of how you pushed through. I'm sure you won't, but I will miss our study sessions together. There's just you and I, no brothers, no Fortnite. This is a modern day speech. No TV, unless of course we were multitasking and watching basketball. Maybe we can do this all over again next year. I guess it'll be Chase's turn, and I'm sure you're happy about that. Alex, you're smart and inquisitive, funny and witty, and you have a good heart. You have a very bright future. Whatever path you choose to take, go after it with your full attention. Never be afraid to fail. You have a great support system behind you, a family that loves you unconditionally and believes that you're capable of great things. So Mazel Tov on becoming a bar mitzvah today. We wish you a life full of health, happiness, and success.
I'm going to say something. Mommy gets the last word. And I'm not quite as specific as your father. It's okay. All right, Alex. While you're not my easiest child, I wouldn't have it any other way, because you are really special. You're filled with love and compassion for those close to you. How many children would sit at their mother's bedside while she's throwing up all night, let alone hold her hair back while she leans over the toilet? You're independent and trustworthy. I've come to rely on you in so many ways. When I need to figure something out or I need something done, it's you I turn to most, because I know that by asking you, it's as good as done. You're smart, inquisitive, and funny. I believe your success in school has shown you that, how smart you are, but it's more than school. You have a sensible common sense smart that will get you far. You constantly question everything in life, which shows me how deep you think about things. And you're a goofball, and I love that you can let go and be silly and have fun. You are hardworking. When it comes to life, I am not worried. I have seen you power wash for 6 hours with Papa and spend an entire day shoveling snow with Nick in the neighborhood. I mean, your future is bright, and you can do anything as long as you believe in yourself, the way that all of us here today believe in you. I'm so proud of you and the young man that you've become. Last night, you heard many things about the Holocaust from the lips of a man who lived through it. The world is still filled with much of that same hatred and evil, and I hope you listened carefully to the stories about the history of the Jewish people during World War II. For those are a piece of your history, and understanding where you came from is a part of your journey to discovering who you want to become. Today you told us that your Torah portion, the Mitzvah, was about people traveling to the Promised Land, with many suffering along the way. The people around them attended to their needs so that they too could make the journey. And the rabbi talked about how even today we are failing to help others in this world, as so much suffering still exists. I hope that you, as you become a young adult, you think about what you can do to make a difference. It's easy to ignore tragedies that happen, especially when we're not directly affected, but to be human is to allow oneself to be affected by them and to find a way to make things better. Our friends the Keenans, who are here today, they saw people on TV from England who were stuck at the airport. I can't remember what the reason was. It was some sort of tragedy. They watched it on the news. And instead of just sitting in the comfort of their home, watching the TV, they got up and they drove to the airport. And they took in this couple to their home. And they asked them to stay as long as they needed to. They were complete strangers to Don and Jean Marie, but nonetheless, they showed them kindness and generosity. And these kinds of selfless acts, this is what makes the world a better place. Just as I was growing up, you are surrounded by a large and loving family, and one that will always be here for you. You are one of the lucky ones, as many people do not even know their extended families. But we have ensured that you know yours well, and so you will never be alone, as blood is the bond you share. So take with you all of the advantages that you have in your life and use them to make the world a better place for all that live in it. I know you will be amazing. You know that look you give me with those big green eyes, it always melts me. And so I love you so much, to the moon and back.
It is now time for us to lift and dress the Torah, and it's a pleasure to welcome forward Uncle Brad and Aunt Colleen, and I'd ask everyone to rise, please.
Please be seated. Our Torah service continues with the chanting of the Haftarah, the additional and prophetic portion read on all Shabbatot and holidays. This afternoon's Haftarah comes from 2 Kings. It can be found on page 994 in your Chumashim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher barhar bim v'im tovim v'ratzav v'divrei hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai haboher b'Torah uv'Moshe avdo uv'Yisrael amo uv'nviei ha'emet v'tzedek. וארבעה אנשים היו מצורעים פתח השער, ואמרו איש רעהו, מה אנחנו יושבים פה עד מתנו? אם אמרנו נבוא העיר, והרעב בעיר, ומתנו שם, ואם ישבנו פה ומתנו, ועתה להו ונפלא המחנה ארם, אם יחיינו נהיה, ואם ימיתנו ומתנו, ויקומו ונשב לבוא אל מחנה ארם, ויבוא עד קצה מחנה ארם. והנה אין שם איש, ואדוני השמיע את מחנה ארם, כל רכב וכל סוס, כל היו גדול, ואמרו איש אל אחיו, הנה סהר עלינו מלך ישראל את מלכי ההיתים ואת מלכי מצרים לבוא עלינו. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sor kol ha'olamim, tzaddik b'chol hadarot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer ve'oseh, hamdaber u'mkayim, shekol derav emet v'tzedek, al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah, ve'al ha'nevi'im, ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, shnatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, likdusha v'limnuha, lehlabud u'tifaret, hakol Adonai Eloheinu, anaknu modim la, umvarhim otah, Kasimha befi kol ha'tamid le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha'Shabbat.
Amen. Now you should really feel good. It is now time for us to return the Torah to the Ark, to open the Ark doors. It's a pleasure to welcome forward Aunt Marie and Uncle Robert, and I'd ask everyone to rise, please. You may all be seated. It is now time for Alex to share with you his words of interpretation and learning from this week's Torah portion.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all for taking the time out of your lives to spend this important day in my life with me. The importance of today is that I become a bar mitzvah. This is an important step in a young Jewish person's life because it means that I become an adult in the eyes of my religion. It is also important because it gives me a connection to the past and future generations of the Jewish people. As I move forward in my life, I will now be attending high holy services with my father and brother. I will also be observing the traditions of Judaism such as fasting on Yom Kippur. My Torah portion today takes place in the book of Leviticus. The portion is called Mitzvah. It describes how millions of Jewish people left Egypt for the Promised Land. Among the millions of Jews, there were many who needed extra care because they could not care for themselves due to various ailments such as skin disease or leprosy. My lesson for this Torah portion is that we should care for others who need help or don't have the same opportunities which we may be blessed. Most, if not all of us on the congregation today are lucky to have strong families and many possessions, but there are many people in the surrounding communities and around the world who are less fortunate. It is important to give back to others, live happy and healthy, productive lives. Hopefully, those receiving our help will use it for the better and in turn help others when the opportunity arises. We in society are connected, and helping each other also helps the community as a whole. I watch my parents often volunteering their time and talents, and I have learned that there is no better gift than that of giving to others. I named my Mitzvah project Hoods for Good. I collected hooded sweatshirts from friends and family with the intention of donating them to people who cannot afford to buy them. I wear hoodies almost every day, and I thought that there might be some kids and adults that would like to wear them too. With the help of my family and friends, which is the many of you here today, I've collected about 100 sweatshirts. So thank you to those who helped in this effort. In closing, I would like to thank Cantor Berman for spending her time teaching me how to speak the Hebrew that I've spoken or chanted today. Also, thank you to Rabbi Muznitsky for guiding me through this journey for many years. I attended the preschool here as well as Sunday school, and would like to thank all my teachers along the way who contributed to my religious education. I want to thank my mom for supporting me all these years. To my brothers, I say thanks for standing by me. Specifically to Chase, I say, Jake and I have now completed the challenge, so good luck to you next year. Let's see what you could do. To my 4 grandparents, I couldn't be luckier to have you in my life, supporting me in every way. I also want to thank my extended family for being here today, some of whom have traveled far to be here. I want to thank my friends and their parents who have also supported me and helped by donating to the Mitzvah project. Most importantly, I want to speak to my dad. Dad, you have spent many hours helping me practice Hebrew and have supported me in so many parts of my life. I hope today that I have made you proud of me. I love you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. May everyone live a good, healthy life.
Well, I think, Alex, you can feel the love and support of all your family and friends on this very special day. Alex, I couldn't help but notice it's unusual to see everyone sitting here in the congregation with little basketballs on their kippot, and they are really fabulous because I know that they remind you of really what you enjoy the most, and that's sports, right? And I know that you are part of many teams. But today, I want to thank you for being a member of our team. And I just want to say to you, Alex, that you will be part of many teams in the future, I am sure. But few of them will be so grateful for your participation and your sticking with it. It's not always easy. We're not always on a winning team. And life can be hard. And yet, as you look around, you can really realize that when we're in it together, it can be very special. There's a real difference between being a team player and a fan. A team player is in it for the long haul. A fan is just fair weather. Alex, your family has brought you here to this moment as a real player. A player in the Jewish community, in the greater community. You are not fair weather fans. And God willing, our future will be even that more secure, as your mother so eloquently stated, because you will always be on our team. So we are very lucky to count you among us. So mazel tov.
Thank you.
And our congregation wants to thank you also. There's a very, very special gentleman on our bima. He has been an officer of our congregation, and he sits on the board. And it is a pleasure to welcome forward Ken Newman.
This is my better side. First of all, Alex, I want to congratulate you. You did a wonderful job reading your Torah and reciting your Haftorah. It's clear that you spent a lot of time practicing, and look at all the people that are here today to celebrate this wonderful event. And I just want to congratulate you as well. And on behalf of the Board of Directors at Temple Har Shalom, I want to congratulate your father and your mother and your rest of your family and your extended family, and then give them a hearty mazel tov. From speaking with your dad and having an opportunity to meet you last night, I found out more about you. You like sports, especially basketball, as we all know by the yarmulkes that everyone has. You're inquisitive, and you talked about a book you were reading regarding the Holocaust. And as we remembered Yom HaShoah, which is the Holocaust Remembrance Day yesterday, our generation and your generation have an obligation to never forget what happened to the 6 million Jews that died during the Holocaust. And unfortunately, their firsthand accounts are dying because they're getting old and aging out. We hope that your interest in this time will continue, and that your journey through your bar mitzvah will be a stepping stone to further discovery of those that came before you that made it all possible. Your dad had mentioned that hoodies are a daily dress staple of yours, and that your B'nai Mitzvah project, you've collected over 100 hoodies, which is phenomenal, that you will be donating to a charity to help those not as fortunate as you are. That's also a tremendous mitzvah. Alex, it's my honor today from your synagogue to present several gifts to you from our temple celebrating this occasion. The first is an official certificate, which you have here, that celebrates this special day, a Kiddush cup, which you were able to use both last night and tonight to remember the sweetness of the day, a book to keep in your library that's called Values and Actions Through a Jewish Lens, and last but not least, and my favorite, a $250 nifty gift certificate towards a trip to Israel. We wish you much happiness and success in the future, and look forward to many more happy occasions with you and your family. Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Well, I think we've just arrived at Alex's favorite part of the service, the conclusion. So we are going to conclude as we return to our prayer books, page 586. And I would invite those to open the ark doors, Aunt Marcy and Uncle Reno. And I'd ask everyone to rise, please.
Aleinu l'shabeach Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצאי בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, ונגור עלינו ככל עמונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על הארץ ביום יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
May God bless you and keep you. May God shine upon you and always be gracious to you. May God grant you a long life filled with spiritual, mental, and physical well-being, as we all say, Amen. I do ask that you please remain standing, because always when we come together in worship, we remember those who are no longer physically present with us, but who are very much alive in our hearts and within our memories. And so we remember those who died in recent days, those whose yortzites are commemorated, those who died at this season in years past, those of the American Armed Forces and the Israel Defense Forces who have given their lives in defense of our nation and the land of Israel. And of course, on this day of Bar Mitzvah, we remember all those upon whose shoulders Alex stands this very day. And so we turn to page 598 to recite the Kaddish prayer. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalmad yivrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'hayechona v'yomechona v'chayei dekol beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman kari v'miru amen, Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam omei omaya, Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudusha b'richu, leolam yimkol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiran b'alma v'yimaru amen, Yehei shlama Rabbah mim shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imaru amen, Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imaru amen. We pray that the source of peace will send peace to all who mourn and comfort all the bereaved among us, as we all say, Amen. You may be seated. I know that Alex and everyone is ready to start celebrating his wonderful accomplishments. I know that the bus has arrived for all of the kids. And right now we are going to bless the challah and the wine so that we can offer Alex his bounty and sweetness as all of you now go to your celebration. And I must say that on behalf of the cantor and I, we look forward to seeing you next year in June so that we can celebrate Chase, who will come up next. So Chase, Michael, Jake, come on up, join your brother. Right over here, stand with them. Alex, hold up the Kiddush cup. And here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen. L'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon.
Well, Shabbat Shalom and Mazel Tov, everyone.